from, who you are, and what you represent.
Hey, good night, everyone. I'm Bree Anderson. I'm from New Orleans, born and raised. I co-founded an organization called Daughters Beyond Incarceration based in New Orleans to advocate for girls impacted by their father's incarceration and girls who grown up fatherless, whether the father's incarcerated, released, or deceased. And I have a few mentees with me tonight, Treese and Destiny. Y'all can introduce yourself.
Hey.
All right, Treese, how you doing?
Okay.
All right, Treese and Destiny come to tell us their story, give us some of their life, not all their life, and they're going to enlighten us on some of the things that Bree going to help tell them some of the things she helped mentor them on and things that most youngsters go through. But we're going to give you out of this segment.
Well, let's start with hello, me Venetia. How's everybody? Let's start with talking about, and we're gonna go over this again as people begin to chime in. Gotta give them time to kind of warm up. Yeah. So go back and tell us about how the organization was started and who the founders are and where you're located.
Okay, the founders is myself. My name is Bree Anderson and Dominique Jones. Hey Dominique, she might be watching y'all. She expecting with twins soon, so she couldn't be with us tonight, but she should be tuning in soon. I sent it to her. But we started the organization in May of 2018 due to lived experiences. We started the organization with 2 mentees, and now we're at over 70 mentees enrolled into our organization. And our organization was we was basically gonna mentor the girls, and we didn't really think about advocating like as far as like implementing policy and public speaking for the girls, but a lot changed within a year. We've grown, from 2 girls to 74, 75 girls, and I'm gonna tell you my story, and I'm gonna share a little bit about Dominique's story on how we can begin this organization. So, um, me and Dominique met, and we met in the summer of 2018, and the story is weird, but long story short, my dad was working at her job at the public defender's office, and me and Dominique met a few months after that, maybe 3 months later, because we didn't know each other. And when we met each other at the at Innocent Project Gala, she was like, I know your daddy, and she said she didn't like him, but I understood her immediately because when my dad's friend was released before him, I felt the same way. So she said she didn't like him because her father and my father was incarcerated for over 20 something years. They were cellmates and they was best friends for 20 plus years in Golden State Penitentiary. And it also was both inmate counsels to a lot of other inmates that was incarcerated. But at this moment, we didn't know this. So my dad kept applying to Dominique's job at the public defenders. Well, she was the assistant to the chief, and she kept deleting his resume. But she deleted it because she didn't want to show how vulnerable she was at the job, and she had to play like such a hard role in that position. So eventually they ran into each other. She never saw him in person, but they ran into each other off the elevator, and she had to stop avoiding him. He told her how intelligent she was and how her dad would be proud of her, because he's not gonna feel like a failure. Um, yeah, so they met each other. We met a few months later. Both of us talked about. She was telling me about this organization she wants to start for girls impacted by the father's incarceration. And I always wanted to start an organization, but I didn't really know exactly what it was. But I always worked with younger girls. So we came together, started working, strangers in the library 5 to 6 hours a day, creating policies and procedures, stuff like that, going half, putting our money together, didn't know each other, what was going to happen or how it was going to work out. But here we are, a year later, we received many awards. Nominated for a lot of awards. She got nominated for the Millennial of the Year. I just got nominated for Forbes 30 Under 30. We got Champion Change 2019.
We have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, and we implementing policy right now. That's our new project for 2020. We already released our brief last year in October, and we implemented policy in Louisiana to create a bill of rights for children of incarcerated parents because there are no rights. How hard is it?
How hard was it for you to go about doing it?
Right now we're still in the process of implementing implementing the policies, and it's work, so it's hard, but it's not impossible. But I lived it my whole life, so that kind of relieved a lot of it because my father was wrongfully convicted. He was given years and then go in the state penitentiary for crimes that he didn't commit.
So how did that affect your well-being as far as interpreting people and accepting love? Because the way you and her connected was out of hate, and y'all turned it to love and build
we built our relationship off our father's trust because they was best friends for 20 plus years and we didn't know each other and they were so smart but they wasn't smart enough to say, well, I have a daughter and I have a daughter, even though we 10 years apart. And
but the world finds itself to meet.
It was hard. I mean, my mom was forced to be a single mother because he was forced to not be in my life. You know, they was together when he went away to prison. She was only 17 years old and she was expecting when he went to prison. So I wasn't born yet.
So how they was growing up without a father and helping people now that you don't have a father and escape the poverty that you were stuck in. They have a strong mind with a father incarcerated.
It was very traumatic, but the stigma that I heard, from a lot of people that children of incarcerated parents is not gonna graduate from school. They're gonna drop out of high school. They're gonna end up pregnant as a teenager, and they're gonna end up incarcerated like their parent, and it's not true. So I beat the statistics and to show these young girls that they still can drive. So that's why I'm doing the work that I'm doing because I lived it. I'm still living it. It's not over because it took away something that like you don't know what like the first intimate love relationship is supposed to be with your father, which he teach me from prison. He raised me from behind bars and he helped my mother from behind bars. And a lot of young girls don't know that they still could be raised by their father or their mother, whoever isn't incarcerated, but that's why I'm showing them that it reduces recidivism for when they re-enter society. They have that family, the support already in that bond. And me and my dad doing this work alongside Chuck. He has his own organization. He speaks across the country about mass incarceration and work for public defenders. And I started the organization to help girls. So it's a real example for the city for somebody young like me to.
And I appreciate you giving back to these girls of the city because most of girls and boys are lost without a father, without that foundation, how they could grow and be better. And you grow and be better with a father incarcerated and still better your well-being for those around you and for your circumstances. And you wouldn't have victim of circumstances.
And I also want to say thank you everybody for chiming in. Today's show we got an hour long. First segment we're gonna have this organization's segment. We're gonna have Chris Hayes that has won the Food Network and also owns the oyster company here. So we're gonna talk about this. She loves oysters. Well, Chris will be on after them to talk about that. So please don't leave the segment afterwards. Hang in there. So ladies, let's talk about how the organization has impacted you guys. What grades are you in? How are your schoolwork? Tell them how everything's impacting your life.
And what influence she had to help you move forward in life.
Don't talk at once.
All right. So, which question y'all want to answer?
Whatever you want. If you want to tell them, how did you get into the organization? Whatever you want to share with the audience and how it impacts you.
Explain to us how she had a immediate impact on your life and helped influence you in the right direction and give you direction instead of guidance without direction.
It's a long question.
The question is, what kind of impact and influence she made on your world?
Freeze. Okay, let it go. Shoot. All right. So,
by me being in this program, it did help.
Were you getting in trouble or, what was the situation?
Yeah, I was getting in trouble.
Getting in trouble.
You was being rebellious.
I was just being bad because I didn't like the people. I didn't like my school. And I just wanted to run the school. That's how I felt.
You want to run, and how did the program help you to be able to deal with that?
Oh, Bree teach us how to stay out of trouble and all that. She taught us, Dominique and Bree, they taught us, help us stay out of trouble.
And some of the things they do to keep y'all mind focused in different directions. Can you tell us some of those things? This is y'all money group, advance y'all men's health sponsor.
We do activities. We do a lot of things.
How much do you guys pay to be part of the program?
What you mean?
Is there a fee?
Can you join for free?
So how do you how is the program sustained? Do you have to do volunteer work, credits at school?
No, they do month. Y'all do monthly meetings. They do
Yeah.
monthly meetings. We have a meeting coming up at the end of this month. We have one meeting a month, but this is our full time job. Me and Dominique to do this 24/7. So if they call us and need us have an issue at school, at home, or just like need prom dresses, need whatever, we help them holistically navigate through life while they're growing up fathers.
Right.
24/7. So, tell about the traveling activity.
Man, you look like you got something you want.
Tell us. Tell us about what?
It's a successful program. Like they help us a lot. Yeah, we took some pictures. Like one time we had this little thing, and wait, what it was called?
It was at the CNC building, the art center off of chemistry, and we did a workshop with our social worker from Navigating Illinois, Dr. Danielle Wright. She focused on social and emotional learning, and they just pick a word off the board, and describe their feeling, and they have a pay a photographer to come in and capture those moments, whether they're crying, smiling, laughing, whatever it is. But ironically, like all 30, 40 pictures, all of them smiling on them. So the pictures got loaded up into a big, pretty canvas, and it's a traveling exhibit right now in New Orleans for 1 year. It's been traveling to different Noir centers. It started at the St. Bernard Center, then it went to the West Bank, and now it's in the Ninth Ward. We have our tour dates on our page, so I can send y'all the next location if y'all want to see them.
And what's the name of your website?
The website is www.dbinola.org, and the traveling photo exhibition is called Capturing Resiliency, because a lot of people in New Orleans kind of forget children of incarcerated parents or children who growing up fatherless, and they are resilient. So the pictures shows the resilience, how all of them smiling, and it's like all over every North Center in the city for a year.
We're definitely gonna check out your website. Make sure we shoot it on because it's all about helping each other also. So this is an awesome program. We're glad you guys are giving your time to do this. Nonprofit work is not $1 million industry. You have to work really hard. You have to raise all your money. You have to have lots of connections. It's not easy just to keep it going. You have to do it from the heart if you want to do it. Before I have you talk, you know you got I cannot see what are they saying? Are they asking us questions or we just need to say we need to shout anybody out on our feed?
Destiny Mom.
That's Destiny Mom.
Destiny's
doing,
mom.
Destiny
Well,
Mom?
ma'am, thank you for chiming in. We
And we're gonna
appreciate
let
you.
Destiny talk too, because you know she on TV, so go and tell your mama how to impact and help you, Destiny.
Say hey to your mommy.
Hey.
Yeah, they look like some very cheerful, happy young ladies. They're kind of camera shy, as we can tell, but I'm pretty sure on their Instagram they're not. So we're gonna go live and we're gonna talk with Destiny and what's your name again? By you, Treese. You have so much to say. I know when you're not on camera, but right now they got a little camera shy, y'all. But we are trying to make an impact on them and let them know that they are beautiful queens with and without a father in their life, but their father always can have an impact. Don't shut them out because they locked up. And we need to let the sons know that because you don't have a father doesn't mean you're not a king. Treat yourself like a king, hold yourself with respect, hold your head up high. Bree, I very much appreciate everything that you're doing for our youth, helping these young ladies be strong women like you and what's your friend name? She's not in the deal.
Dominique.
Dominique, I'm sorry for not getting your name correct, but Dominique, I appreciate what you're doing too, and we all value what y'all do for these kids and the youth, because if they don't have no one that look over them, we won't have no future. So.
And tell everybody how they can get involved, how they can donate to the organization. What are your needs? Let everybody know, while we're on.
What you always told me. All right, you can visit the website at www.dbinola.org. Visit our social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at dbinola. You could donate monetary. It could be time. Like the girls, they love people who are genuine and authentic. They love women who from New Orleans and show them that they could break the cycle and still be successful despite their traumatic experiences. So yeah, you can visit our website, social media, call our office phone at 504-255-5685. 5573 to become a mentee, mentor, volunteer. Yeah.
So,
Thank
with,
you, thank you.
with that being said, we want to give these young ladies a shirt from Fresh Touch Entertainment made by P4K. Um,
Play for keeps.
Play for Keeps.
They sponsored
And they
their
sponsored
apparel
these
tonight.
shirts for us tonight. And we're going to hand these shirts out to these young ladies and give to them and let them enjoy their freedom and the fresh touch.
Yes.
Well, Bree, you know we gotta give back to you. So when y'all see us on the avenue, come through and see us. We're here to promote, help anybody who need help, any business accessories that help them further themselves in life.
Is there anything you want to leave them with or talk about before we go or address before we switch over to our next segment?
Um. Oh, I do. Right now we're finalizing dates for our Capitol day at the Capitol sometime in March. Once I finalize the date, I already gave you guys the website and our social media, so make sure you follow us because we would like to have as many people from the city and the state as well supporting us at our day at the Capitol to implement the policies to make sure that these kids can see their fathers and not just on the screen because it's not right. My dad was incarcerated for 23 and a half years of my life, and I couldn't imagine trying to go visit him and hear on the screen. Even the phone calls that's $3 and $2.10 a minute. It's not right. So we implementing a lot of policies. We have a lot of good people and organizations that's backing us. So I would like to have y'all to support us as well.
We will support y'all. And anybody want to reach out and help us, please contact us. If y'all can't contact us, reach out to us and we'll contact and email us and forward your information to us. For those who are lost and need help and guidance, please reach out for free. And I appreciate what you and Dominique are doing for the community and our state because we are a land of the lost and our kids are getting lost to the system. We're not trying to lose them to the system, let them be wrongly incarcerated or wrongly convicted. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming on. Anything else you want to say?
Destiny, I think.
Yeah, Denise, what you want to say?
Come on, Destiny, we had a lot for you. Run it. Let us know what we impact you with.
A lot, but it helped me out a lot too, cause Bree and Dominique they got open arms, and I can talk to them about anything.
That's good. It's important to be able to talk to your mentors and your leaders to have that open communication and connection with them. So you guys, before you go, I'd like to know what college are you going to and what do you want to be when you grow up?
Ooh, come on, don't speak at once.
Do you want to go to college or what's beyond high school?
You want to bring the gang in?
You want to bring the gang in?
Come on, bring the gang in because it looks like we're a little shy. Come on in,
Oh,
come on in.
you want to trade out with her?
Come on
Y'all
in.
trade
If you
out?
want to talk to us, you want to bring some more in. She got some more mentors with us.
Yeah,
All right.
she's got one question.
Look, I'm gonna take my spot because we got more than one kid here, two, three kids. We just trying to let them get in the screen all at once. Now come on in, baby. Show yourself.
You come over here. So welcome into the podcast. So we didn't throw out there that this is Tell It podcast. It's your life, you tell it. So the reason why we say that is because on social media, you can be whoever you want to be. Actually, I give you my shit. You can still hear me talk. So on social media, you can be who you want to be. So that's why we always say it's your life, tell it. That's why we say that. You can create whoever you want to be. You can be who you want to be, and you can make that into
Most
reality.
of us stretching the truth to get to a lie anyway. The lie is your truth. Tell it how you want it to be. That's the way you can set your life to be who you want to be, not who the media make you out to be. Okay? So tell it. Y'all podcast. We stepped out the picture just to let them get their facts out and speak out to the friends they know that need help.
Hey, my name is Arvin. Follow me. Hey, I forgot my name.
You forgot your handle on Instagram?
Hey, I'm Kelly.
And how long have you got so far in the program?
Since we started.
I haven't been since it started.
I did. You gotta use our outside.
You have.
Since it started, how long has it been around, ladies?
Just like
May 2018.
Yeah. May of last year. In
No,
what
I'm
grade?
not. 2018.
2018. In what grades are you guys in? I'm a freshman at
I'm
Carver.
freshman at Carver.
Freshman at Carver. Okay. So you're
And we
ninth
got
grade.
Carver in the house, huh? Y'all represent for y'all school, y'all friends going to see y'all. They're going to tell y'all y'all was a little people shy, camera shy. Well, y'all reach out. We just trying to let y'all know that these girls have a happy spirit and they're on their way to success. To act like success, you got to plan for it. So plan for your success.
I saw one. Oh, that was you.
So our
Just
question.
oyster. For the young ladies, what can you tell other girls? Oh, that's in the same position.
Keep y'all heads up. And just because y'all fathers and incarcerated doesn't mean that changes you.
I say y'all can join the program.
Yeah, come on.
And what else do you guys want to say before we switch over? Y'all had a question before we got thanks. Well, the question I had was, how does this program impact you, and also, what college are you going to when you graduate high school? Because I'm sure that in the wonderful New Orleans school system, that they are talking about college now. So I'm sure what they're doing. So how does this program impact you, and what college are you going to? Because I know your teacher is encouraging you.
When I graduate high school, I won't go to Harvard. I won't be at Harvard.
And you will be. How about you, young lady?
I don't know what college yet because I'm just going to high school. And
Time to figure it out now.
I will welcome myself. I still cook. And yeah, this program helped me a lot. I used to be very bad at school, but now I'm very intelligent.
That's good. You're always intelligent.
Hold on, I
That's
won't
good.
point this out. They don't talk about college that I was to, and well, probably because we're in ninth grade, but they don't bring it up. But I won't go to LSU.
Good. And you will go. And what do you want to major in? Business?
Mm-hmm.
Thought so. Mm-hmm. How about you, young lady?
Oh, I'm gonna go to Southern.
You want to go to Southern?
What you got to say?
I won't make a people look. I ain't gonna say that on now.
Okay. Well, it'll be legal.
Oh no, I'm gonna do the surgeries on the people's body.
Oh, you want to do like cosmetic surgery?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. We need black doctors. We
Or you
need
wanna
black
build a
women
woman.
doctors that do that. So that's a wonderful field to go into. We got medical, we have attorney, we have business. You can't lose.
So, with that being said, y'all really brighten up our day. Welcome to Fresh Touch Entertainment. Tell it. And y'all did tell it. Y'all ain't tell it like you tell it on the streets, but y'all told it in the street. So I appreciate y'all coming through. Fresh Touch Entertainment. Bree, give a shout out. Let them know where they can reach you at once again.
You can follow me at DBI Nola on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Website dbinola.org. Email bree@dbinola.org. You can always donate dbinola.org/donate.
Thank you guys. All right, thank you for coming on. Next, we're gonna have Mr. Chris Hayes. You say we don't mind getting out the camera, it's fine. All right, Mr. Hayes, it's your turn.
And
Y'all gotta tag him in. You're tagging in.
Tell it.
We ready for you.
You ready to come on?
Oh, it's live TV, gotta move like really fast.
So, with that being said, we on Tell It, Fresh Touch Entertainment. We gonna tell it all.
You wanna take my
You
spot?
can take it.
I'm right here.
You can take my spot. I'm gonna sit on the lower level so we can get it
This
entertained.
how we gonna do that.
Yes. So, look,
That's
y'all
what you
know I
want.
always
You
try
don't
to
take
be
my
the center of attention. They say, quote unquote. All right, now I'm gonna be the center of attention and let them take over the show. Chris, give us a sample on the great foods that you cook in the areas that you've been in.
Well, first, let me introduce Chris, Mr. Chris Hayes. In 2017, he was one of the winners of the Food Network, which he's going to talk about later in the segment. He also owns, give the correct title of the company, because I always say the oyster company.
The Smoking Catering Company, mobile catering company that we come out, we do whatever you need right there on the spot. We come out and set up a complete mobile kitchen. If you just want oysters, you got oysters. If you want a full meal, whatever you need, we do it right there on the spot for you.
So, I was wondering about the wild game since we from the South region. How good are you on taming wild game? Do you get to meet tender?
Look, meat just as tender as a baby's ass. Look, I tell you what, wild hog, alligator, what you look for? Fresh pig, rabbit, whatever what you want.
I
What
need
you
some.
need, we
I
can
need
do
some
that.
rabbit stew. I need some.
You want rabbit stew and squirrel stew? We have coon. What you want?
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, now tell me what the greatest way for you to muster wild game.
Well, let's go back, Mr. Fresh Touch.
What, baby? I'm trying to get
Tell
some
us before you just want to talk about the food.
right.
I want to go back to how Chris Hayes got started. So let's talk about how Chris. Tell me where you're from. Before you were the Food Network star, before you owned the Smoking Oyster, before all of that, where were you? You can college, wherever you want to go.
I started out in Shreveport. That's where I'm originally from, Shreveport, Louisiana, 5 hours north of here. But that's where I started out originally. Started out, big family. We had cookouts every weekend. That's what really got me into cooking. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday fish fry, Saturday barbecue, Sunday, your grandparents, your mom, granddad. I was fortunate enough to have my great grandmother around also.
So that's where you got the cooking skills from.
Yeah, that's where she come with the homemade apple turnovers and chocolate pie and things
You
like
get your
that.
root from the rub.
Exactly.
All right. I'm
So,
trying to get some of the secrets. Go ahead.
but yeah, that's how I got started. And as time went on, I went to college and went to Grambling. And then, need money. You're in college, you need money. You're trying to figure out a way like, damn, I need to make some money. Have a car, need gas, and trying to hang out. So I started selling hamburgers at my dorm. That's how that started.
So what happened to the tailgate party? I know you profit.
Well. First when I started, making hamburgers at my dorm room, I make a little money.
Right.
Go down to Walmart, buy some more ground beef, and buy everything you need.
Yeah.
Come on back to your room, make some more hamburgers. And I say, look, I'm not in the room, slide your order up under the door, leave your phone number, your room number, I'll get it to you.
Okay.
So that went on for like my first and second semester. Hey, we got in a little trouble, you have a girl in your room after hours,
Trying to get barbecue legs. I understand.
Exactly.
You had Grambling, so they got a lot of barbecue.
Right. That's me trying to make sure they how to get the meat tender.
Right. Tenderize.
Yeah. So
we talking about food, y'all.
We talking about tenderizing meat. That's what we doing.
And where
so like my man brought some deer meat here, man, to tenderize.
John count things for the deer meat.
Appreciate you. We're gonna cook that this week. So, but ended up getting in trouble. Had to come home for a little while. So I figured, hey, if I was making money like this,
on oxygen.
Yeah, if I was making money like selling hamburgers out the dorm room, shit, I better do something with this. So end up set out of college for 2 years. So let me go ahead.
A little bro.
Went to culinary school, jumped in culinary school.
Cause you like to eat, cause I see you healthy.
Yeah. Come from a nice healthy family.
Up there in Shreveport.
We do it up.
Right.
Then black eyed peas, cornbread, hot water cornbread, you name it. But going back to culinary school, so ended up going to culinary school, graduated, and then after I graduated, I went back to school to get my business degree. Nice. So I didn't go back to Grambling. This time I went to Southern. Yeah.
So you learned some Southern hospitality.
Exactly. So
you stopped being
keep it black 365, Grambling Southern. It's all good.
Right.
So, but anyway, yeah. So I went to Southern, ended up getting my business degree in business at Southern. Moving forward, once I got my degree, I started working at casinos. I was at Diamond Jacks Casino, Sam's Town, worked at Harrah's, just moving around and checking out the casino life, learning everything I could learn from each casino, from each chef I worked under, from everybody. Worked at the Hilton for a while, worked at, a couple of
small like you work at the finest place that people always love to eat at.
Exactly.
The hotel.
And like I say, you go in, you learn what you can learn.
Some of the finest recipes. They have the greatest chefs work in those places.
Exactly, especially the casino. You learn a lot. So one of my old directors was working for Copeland's. I started working for Copeland's Cheesecake Bistro.
Yes.
And he was from here in New Orleans, but he was in Shreveport Bush at the time. So he left, came back here, and I ended up talking to him for a while. He left Copeland's and went with another company. So he gave me a phone call. Hey, you thought about moving to New Orleans? I was like, nah.
Well, you didn't want to come to Louisiana, man?
Look, I was chilling. I was good. I was good in Shreveport, you know.
Yeah.
So we went back and forth for a little while, and he eventually made me a nice offer. I was like, you know what? I mean, I have nothing to lose. So why not? So
But game.
that's it. So I came down one weekend. We talked. He showed me around. Told me, this is what you're gonna do. This, responsibilities. I met everybody. I walked around. Hung out on Burger Street. Got drunk. Woke up the next morning. Did all over again. Like shit. This how they do. I'm coming. I'm on my way. So October 2010, I moved here. I moved down here October 2010, and after that, it was.
So what did the food out here influence you? Because you from Shreveport, we all cook pretty much similar to y'all, mostly on wild game. So what it was when you stepped into the Creole lifestyle?
So what I learned between here and Shreveport is, um, here there in Shreveport, we have a mix, but not as deep. The roots don't go as deep here in Shreveport as you are in New Orleans.
Right.
So here you learn, you see French,
Yeah, all
you see Indian, you see Creole, you see everything, Versus Shreveport, you see a little bit, you can deal with that here and there, but not as much as here. And yeah, I was excited to learn from everywhere I went here in New Orleans. Different restaurants. I try this food, try that food. Meet this person, meet this chef, and pick up things from here, pick up things from there, and all that I started to incorporate into everything that I already knew.
Right.
And again, like I say, it was just it was a blessing to actually to land here with this. And because again, if I was still in Shreveport, half the things that I've done, half the things I've learned, half the people I've met, I wouldn't have been able to do it there.
Coming down here, did it open up your taste buds? Did it just open up your horizon on what season that you need to use and what flavor that you want the food to taste like?
Well, I've always been an open person when it comes to food. Always. Like I said, working at various casinos, you meet different chefs. They have different styles of cooking. They may use this one may use fresh herbs. This one may use a lot of spices. It just balances
So
out.
you saying cooking here in New Orleans? Cause I see chefs all over the world come to try the food from New Orleans because we got a sample of every culture.
I'm gonna stop you right now. I'm gonna tell you this. I guarantee, just what you said, the vast majority of chefs throughout the United States have spent some time in New Orleans learning and or tasting what we do here.
Do y'all hear that?
But the simple fact that they can learn half the stuff that they do here, they don't do anywhere else.
Anywhere. We have our own season. We brewed and made here in Louisiana, and he's Louisiana born, Louisiana raised, Shreveport bound.
I'm telling you, it's like they take some of the flavors, they take our spices, they take our seasonings, they take the techniques that we know we show them here, and they go elsewhere with it. Right. But I can tell you that one thing: they cannot master what we do here.
Can't call them
where they are. You can go to New York and say this is Creole Cajun. No, it's not.
It's not Creole Cajun.
It will never be.
So is the vegetables, the herb, the season that we get down here?
It's just the love that we put in our food.
And that's what I wanted y'all to get to. The love we put in our food. The love we have for Louisiana.
It's the soul that goes into the cooking. It's
the struggle, the soul, the love, the hate.
Anybody that know me will tell you when I get in the kitchen, I tune in to nothing but jazz music, and I just go from there. John Coltrane, Nina Simone, you put it on and you just let it go.
Yeah, it's New Orleans native.
I'm telling you, that's it. That's what you do.
That's how we get down. We don't just listen to eat good food. We listen to good music. Because if you have a full heart, you can't have no other choice but have a full belly. And he tried his best to give all his food with love.
I'm telling you, get you a nice glass of scotch, smoke your cigar, sit back and relax. That's your whole day.
Right now, I could be chewing on some roasted goat. I know you got the flavor for me. Now tell me what flavor you put on that.
Tell you what, you cannot go wrong with goat, curry goat. That's the norm. But me personally, I'm big on smoking wild game. I'm big on that smoke flavor. Pecan wood, cherry wood. One that you can't really find much is peach. Man, look, I had some peach wood.
Yeah. And where you got that from? You went way
You
back
can't
in
give
the
away all
woods.
his secrets.
No, he had to go in the woods again. See, he ain't gonna tell you exactly when he's gonna tell you way in the woods on an old man with an old goat with a dog in the back shade that didn't
Look,
walk.
the dog was walking around and the man had the goat tied up.
Right.
That was. The goat wasn't walking around. The goat was tied up. He didn't care about the dog getting away. He
See
wanted
what
to
I'm
keep that
saying?
goat. So, but I had the peach wood rolling, and I shit you not, meat smoking. I had oxtails on the grill. Matter of fact, I had oxtails
I
on.
know a lot of you Texas folks love that oxtail. You ain't got it till you got the Southern Louisiana style.
Haven't
My
had it.
grandpa's
Look,
favorite
you
meal.
smoke oxtails. After you smoke, well, I'll tell you. You braise them first. After you
give me all
braise
little
them,
secrets, look.
you come back, you wrap them up, and you smoke them. After you smoke them, then you come back and you stew them down.
Ooh.
We just gave you guys some tips now.
So to those,
So if you don't have much time in your life, you can't do this. That's where the love come in at.
Love, not hate.
That's where the love come in at. That's an all-day process.
I want to shout out Michael Hurricane. We hear you. Thank you for chiming in and giving us the. Who is that?
Destiny Mama.
That's Destiny's Mom.
Hey, Destiny Mom.
Destiny Mom.
We got Hannah tells about the Alex said she had alligator sausage and deer meat before.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like an awesome trio together.
So with some of these meats that we are talking about, what kind of stew let's see, most of the time people like to cook everything with noodles. What kind of
with noodles?
Yeah.
Pasta.
Pasta noodles. So what kind of pasta you'll create for a wild game that you might roast or tenderize?
You trying to put together a menu?
Yes, I am, because a lot of us trying to eat healthy. We gotta eat off the land, so you gotta know what vegetables and minerals that you want to put with it.
All right, get you some whole wheat pasta. You want to go with what you want to go with? Some goat. You want to go with lamb.
Well, a lot of people are now getting to lamb and raccoon. A whole lot of our people, you know, lamb or wild hog.
You can't go wrong with Steve Chicken. You can't go wrong with wild. You make it a nice wild hog stew.
Yes.
Wild hog.
Because my partner pulled wild hog on over gravy with some rice, though.
Yeah. You smother the wild hog down. Sweet potatoes. Don't use red potatoes. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, y'all. Not ice
red
potatoes.
wine. No. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, red wine, fresh herbs. Let it all cook down to the all stuff fall off the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go back a little bit. So we also mentioned that in 2017 you won on the Food Network. So why don't you tell everybody, that experience and how that came about?
So in 2017, I did Food Network Cooks vs. Cons, and that was a nice experience. It was an experience that you're excited, you're nervous. It's something you've never done before. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's
well, most people would say those was rigged for the runners up who really know, and I just want to get your insight on.
Was it rigged, or did you really have to?
I'm telling you, it's not rigged at all.
Well, I had to confront that because some of you people think that it's just given to us.
No, it's not rigged. The time does go by fast. It's hot.
And you got
to sweat the whole time. You like I said, you have to be prepared. It's.
So where your mental be at when you do approach those type of events where you got competition, you got people judging? Do you have your herbs that you need because you're out of place? Do you? Because sometimes we fall short of some material that we need.
Yeah, so with that situation, like it was in New Jersey. Nah.
So you had to fly to New Jersey?
Yeah.
Do you pay for that?
No, they flew me to New Jersey. They put me up in a hotel. They do all that for you.
How did you get the exposure to even go on the Food Network? How did they find you?
Well,
try out
I did just fill it out online. Then they call. You go through a series of interviews. You do a hell of a lot of paperwork. You send all kind of pictures in. You send disclaimers, and you do all that.
Right.
You do Skype interviews, and then once all that comes about, it's a waiting process after that.
And so then, what was your your winning dish that you won with? Do you remember? I have
It
right
was
here.
it was the potato crusted salmon that I did. Yeah, it was a
It's,
potato crusted salmon.
and I'm gonna read here the article that we have. It says Chef Hayes and 3 other chefs for cons presented their best dishes using the secret ingredients of pineapple preserve. In one round, they had potato vodka, potato croquettes, and powdered mashed potatoes in round 2. So
Mhm.
you had they just threw stuff and you had to kind of like put it together.
Right.
So that means you had to have experience before you went in. You just didn't go in.
Yeah, you
like,
just
I'm
couldn't
just
go
gonna-
in. Yeah, you just go in like your average person just come in and be like, all right, I'm gonna put this together. You know, I'm trying to figure this out. You know, but it's quick thinking on your feet.
Right.
You know, you have 30 minutes and you looking up at the clock and trying to make sure this is right. Then you look up at the clock again and think, I don't want to do that. And you keep changing. The first round I did chicken and waffles the first round, but just like you go to what is it like the Asian the Chinese food, they have the sweet and sour chicken.
Right.
I did the sweet and sour chicken over waffles
Wow.
for the first round. And then the second round is when I did the sun-dried. That's another one I do, sun-dried tomato crusted salmon. But this was the potato crusted salmon that we did the second round. So yeah, that's how that came about.
So the potato crusted salmon, how would that go about? It's like a Popeye or something?
No,
I'm saying, you said it, so I want to know what you're bad about. It's about a 4-hour view of what it is.
8-ounce salmon fillet, lightly seasoned, flour wash, and then you roll it in the actual dry potato flakes.
Well, some people like to know that. So
Yeah, you roll it in potato flakes to a nice hot skillet, you sear it in the skillet, pop it up, and finish it off with that.
Well, I appreciate that tip because I was gonna go home tonight and try to fix me one, but
Really? You cooking tonight?
hey, look, we ain't gonna talk about that.
I mean, if you cooking tonight, do it.
Look, we can all come
You
over.
know
That's
what?
fine.
We was gonna put that deer we just got served on some hot dogs. I got a pressure outside.
Tell us about where they can find you on. There, people are asking about where they can find you on Instagram and social media.
You can find me on Instagram at the Smoking Oyster, or just type in Chris Hayes, my picture will pop up. You can go on Facebook. You can follow me at Chris Hayes on Facebook, or the business page is the Smoking Oyster on Facebook also.
And like the underscore hurricane saying, don't judge her, but could you kind of give her some tips on how to cook? I never can say this word. Chitlins. My grandma say chitlins. Can you give us some tips on how to cook chitlins? I
can give you
outside. Cook them outside. That's the best tip I can.
So give us
the quick tips to cook is don't cook.
You don't think? She says she loves them.
You love that's disgusting. All right, I'm not judging. All right, cool. I'm not gonna judge you.
Give us some tips.
You want to cook? You want to cook chitlins? All right, cool. Of course, you have to first clean them. If you don't buy them already clean, you have to clean them, and then you have to have a lot of air freshener because your house will stink. You better burn some incense, pour some fabuloso in the pot and let it cook while you cook. That's the hood way. But really, once you put them in, once you start boiling your chitlins, get you a nice Corona, Budweiser, whatever beer you like. If you don't drink beer, boil them down in the beer. It's gonna take some of the smell away. It's also gonna tenderize it a little bit more from the actual yeast, everything to the beer. You can throw some fresh herbs in there with it, and then let it all cook down. Your grandparents, they just throw it in the pot, onions, bell peppers, whatever, and boil it down. But no, you want a nice flavor to them, which I don't eat them. I can't stand them. But you boil them down, your nice beer, fresh herbs. You put your Trinity in there, your celery, your garlic, bell pepper. You put everything in there with it and let it all boil down together. That's the best way to do it. Personally, that's my opinion. But somebody else may have another way, but that's what I can tell you to do. When you do it, send me a message, let me know how it come out.
We have our in-house chef here. He doesn't want to come on camera, but you see what's up with it. You will tell them about the chitlins. You can yell, they can hear you on the screen. How do you cook chitlins, John?
That's my name too. That's our real name.
Really? John? We're gonna post your recipe later then. Our in-house chef.
My thing is chitlins. I love chitlins. best way to clean them is to flip them inside out, clean them real good.
Hmm.
I mean, you gotta look at it. Chicken never tested
It's
this.
just the intention. That's all.
it is.
I'm getting
What?
nauseous.
You put it, my grandma showed me this. I don't like vinegar, but if you put a little vinegar in it,
Mm-hmm.
it helps that smell too.
The vinegar, like I said, once you turn them inside out,
Yeah.
wash them with the vinegar first.
Yeah.
And then you come back and clean them. Because it actually breaks stuff also.
She spun them down with garlic, onion, man. Put that brown gravy to them. What?
Brown gravy sound pretty edible. Like
edible. Put some hot sauce on after that thing. Oh yeah.
Levan's on the left.
I just can't do it.
Well,
you want to go New Road right now? You know, right now? All right.
Well, Chris, back to the segment that's at hand. Chris, now you said you got all this going on, so when the food truck will pop up and so we'll be writing about in advertising this on Will, because I'm pretty sure
we just recently bought a food truck. It's going to, of course,
congratulations, Chris.
It's going to be called the Smoking Oyster.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. We'll be doing charcoal oysters, raw oysters. We're going to do traditional po' boys. We'll put a spin on a few things, spin on some shrimp and grits. We'll do pork belly po' boys, just all kind of stuff.
And oysters are good for men, so you make sure you put that in your advertisement. They do help men.
So with that being said,
well,
the grits and what you said you was going to mix up? You gonna make a meat pie out of it?
Shrimp and grits. Shrimp and grits.
A shrimp and grits pie?
Do some quail and grits. Quail.
Quail?
Where you get the quails from? Here?
No, you can buy quail at Depot, Rouse's, whatever.
Because they don't sell quails at Walmart.
Butcher Block on West Bank.
Butcher Block on West Bank?
Really?
Butcher Block on the West Bank. Go get your quail.
Bring that some
But yeah, the quail and grits, shrimp and grits, we'll do a few things like that. Also, what I'm looking at doing, one Sunday out of every month, looking at doing feeding the homeless up under the bridge. We're going to start that once we get the truck up and running. It's going to be one Sunday out of every month.
I'll
Go down
get
there.
ready to see that. Look him up online. Check him out, see where he at, because he do pop-ups.
If you want to come out and support, like I said, I'm not asking for anything, nothing whatsoever. If you want to come out and help feed the homeless, you're more than welcome. You can bring your girls out so they can see exactly community service programs, anything like that.
And we'll be there.
And we want to make sure they network with each other, so when you get ready to be out there, you will see Bree and Dominique.
That's another thing also. Giving back to the community, giving back to the youth. It's a big thing, because that's what we need right now. Yes. A lot of the youth are falling by the wayside for lack of supervision, lack of role models, things like that.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Cooking is cool to me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to be, Instagram famous. But I think people have to learn to pick a trade that is fun and also that has longevity to it. Mm-hmm. Artist has a short form of longevity. Cooking, we always have to eat. I don't think they're ever going to.
And cooking is part of our historical history. We're going back to eating off the land, and now all of us is eating out of the fast food chains,
right?
And no one know how to fend for themselves. So, and we keep allowing our kids to feed from fast food chains. Y'all will never know how to feed yourself,
right?
So, how would you ever be able to prepare a meal with love from your family, and they'll be able to nourish their own family with the same love? That's what Chris out here doing today. Cooking with love, trying to provide us a means to make means. So y'all give Chris a little praise, because he is doing this thing for our youth and us to make sure we don't lose our culture.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, I was saying.
Me? I go for all. I try my best not to.
Jump in.
You gotta jump in. Boy.
Go, Chris,
I appreciate it.
But I was saying, but also with that, that's a good thing, like learning with the youth, just a trade, no matter what your profession may be, it's always good to have a trade. Like I say, everyone, you have to eat, you have to take care of stuff, you have to fend for yourself. That trade can be something that goes a long way. Mm-hmm. I never imagined myself doing this when I was younger. This is something I didn't want to do. I was just like, I actually started doing it because it's something I knew how to.
Right.
It was quick to make money. at that time when I needed money, it was quick and easy. But from that thinking outside the box, what you know how to do. Let me make this real quick.
So
Learning from my grandparents.
Well, did you ever work in restaurant? Because I know a lot of our youth, they start out, the first job is working in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to go that route?
My very first job was working on the back of an ice cream truck. That was my very first job.
Still food.
And yeah. And then from there, I went to CC's Pizza.
I remember
I washed dishes. I bust tables. I made pizza dough. This was all at CC's Pizza.
I know somebody who had their wedding reception at CC's.
yes.
They did. Yeah, they had their wedding reception there.
So
Anyway.
most of your foods, what do you like to cook more? Like out the garden, because like we all have stepped away from the garden, getting processed food.
And that's with that, I don't like processed. I don't like canned foods. No. If I'm eating corn, I want fresh corn. If I'm eating beans, I want fresh green beans. I just canned green beans all the time.
Tell the reason why. The flavor,
number one is in a can is how long has it been sitting there? They have a lot of sodium sitting there. They have so many additives in it to preserve it being in the cans. Again, you don't know how long it's been there.
Right.
You have your fresh green beans, fresh pick. You can look at the green beans, tell if they're bad.
Well, because I asked you that because like most of the food we eat got something to deal with our digestive system and our breathing. Most of the food we eat now have allergy effects to us when we eat it, and most of it not growing in the garden, grown in the warehouse, chemically enhanced and made. So like far as like when you cook from fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, it gives the food more flavor, more
you have
nourishment to it.
It's natural flavor.
Right.
You don't go through the process of being sprayed with pesticides, chemicals, and all that. And,
so that go back to when grandmother and grandfather said you need a pinch of this and a pinch of that. So
that's going back to when you go outside, your dad have greens on this side, then your grandma have bell peppers.
Other than you
celery,
buying season out the store,
exactly.
That's
you
all
go outside, you have to pick it.
Right.
Summertime come around, you turning that ground over. You pulling all the weeds out.
We all had our fair share of that.
Exactly. You gonna sit there, you gonna plant all that.
In the 70s and the 80s, you did experience it.
Exactly. You go out there at the pecan tree, you pick all the pecans up off the ground. You gonna crack them for Thanksgiving when it's coming around, for pecan pies, for Christmas. You gonna do all that.
Right.
That's one thing about being born and raised in Shreveport. It's real laid back. It's nice country area. It's you get to relax. You good to go. I mean, if you live on land, you live off the land.
Right.
So.
And I think you live actually a healthier life also. You're able to eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. A lot of people will say fresh fruits and fresh vegetables cost more than buying anything like in a can. However, it may cost you less now, but you're gonna pay for it later.
Right.
You're gonna pay for the diabetes, the weight, and everything.
I see y'all tuning in on us. I see Munchie. I see Kendra. I appreciate all y'all tuning in on us. And
Breeze Mom,
hey, Bree Mom. Yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in and checking out our cooking ceremony on this part of the segment. But we're trying to get y'all tips on cooking, on how to cook, how to be successful, how to get the best out of the life that we dealt with. And most of us running around here hating the things that we got going on. We should just love that. Some comedians fail you out of, but you tell it all.
Social media for the ones that are just chiming in, let them know.
The Smoking Oyster on Instagram and Facebook is the Smoking Oyster. Also, Chris Hayes on Facebook. You can find me at question. Events coming up. We do nothing too big. Setting 200, 300.
too can get some of Chris Hayes, Bestest Food, the champion chef in Louisiana, and he's trying to tour the map in a few minutes. Y'all will everywhere. He's gonna start his blog, and y'all will see how he get down in the kitchen.
Valencia is asking us, of course, where can she taste the food? So she wanted to come taste your food.
Well, if your mom want to set something up,
We definitely can book
together. If your mom want to set it up, we however she want to do it. Like I said, we do pop ups wherever we need to